How to deal with two women constantly arguing about which one has more rights over me.
That's not really that big of a problem if you're dating two different women. Like one of the things that the late great Doc Love used to say is when kitty cats compete, you win. And if two women like you and you're not attached to either one of them, that works to your benefit. But if they're causing drama, then you can tell whichever one or maybe both of them are causing drama, that you're just going to spend less time with them and how you want them to treat you, I should say, because you have leverage in that point because you have two women that want a scarce resource, which obviously is you, and so that can work to your advantage because every guy has experienced this. It's like when you're single and searching, it seems like you're in a drought, and then you finally meet somebody and you get into a relationship, and then when you're in a relationship, you're giving off a different vibe, and women are hitting on you constantly, coming up to you when you're out just because you give off that non-hungry vibe that women feel safe with. And they just naturally, women can tell. I mean, you can tell guys that are comfortable around women and are safe to be around versus the guys when you go out in the clubs, they're kind of all in the corner and they got their beers in front of their chests and their hand in one pocket and they're just kind of scanning the room and they don't look like they're very happy or
Look
having
like
a good
predators.
time. Yeah, exactly. And then the other guys that are goofing around at the bar having the best time in the world, they're not really paying attention to anybody except their group. Then you go over and start smiling and hoping they invite you in. There was a article I wrote years ago. It's actually also in my book, 3% Man, how to get women to approach you first. And because I noticed this being out in the bars, it's like when you go out trying to meet women, you have a hard time with it. But when you go out just focused on having fun, and then you sit in like a high traffic area of the bar with your buddies and you make each other laugh and you joke around, what happens is women, they have to come by to go to the bar or whatever, and when you guys are laughing and having a good time, and then you got all the weird creepy dudes sitting in the corner with the beer in front of their chest, guarding their emotional center, their hands in their pocket, and they're not smiling, it's the women come up and approach you. And then even if the women aren't that attractive that start approaching you, what happens is the other women that are in the bar or the nightclub notice all these girls coming over and talking to you, and then it gives you social proof. You think, who are these guys? It seems like they know all these girls, even the girls be total strangers. But then the prettier ones start coming over because then it looks like you're safe to approach. And that's one of the things I teach guys to do. It just makes it easy. You're not going out to meet girls. You're going out to have fun with your buddies. And if you meet a cute girl as a side effect, that's a bonus.
I think that's really attractive as well when you see that a guy isn't just going out to get with every girl in the room. You know, it looks like he's not a playboy, you know, because a lot of guys go out and they're looking around, looking at girls, and you don't want to approach a guy that potentially every time he goes out, he just wants to talk to a bunch of females. But if you see a guy that's just focusing on his guy friends, it's just like, ooh, like he actually knows how to live life without freaking hitting on every girl in the room, you know? It makes you want to actually approach him.
So to you, he seems safe and like he'd be more loyal than the guys that are out hunting.
Yeah, exactly.
Making cold approaches.
Yeah, definitely. Like no one wants a guy like that. It'll make you feel insecure at the end of the day too, because he's way too confident to be going to every single girl. Makes you feel like you have a little more pep to your step.
Like you got a chance.
Yeah. Even though it's part of his plan. It's part of his plan.
Probably one of my students. I'm sure you've run into some of my students when you've been out without realizing it.
Maybe. I haven't gone out like that to really actually experience it.
But you're not much of a bar or nightclub girl anyways, are you?
No. I used to be, but not anymore. Grew out of it.